Hey, Nashvillians. Welcome to the You Matter Nashville podcast, the place where every story we share is a celebration of you, the heartbeat of our community. I'm Jason Hoover, delighted to be one half of your hosting duo.
And I'm Mindy Hoover, joining you alongside Jason to bring the stories of inspiring individuals and unsung heroes making a positive impact right here in our hometown.
Every episode is about passions, dreams, and actions that stitch together the Middle Tennessee community.
So if you're looking to get inspired by the good happening around us, or if you want to hear from the change makers who believe, just like us, that you matter, then hit that follow button on your favorite podcast platform.
And if you are looking to make a move in the Middle Tennessee area, Mindy and I are real estate professionals and would be honored to serve you with excellence.
Now, let's dive into another episode of You Matter Nashville.
Welcome back to another episode of You Matter Nashville. Today, we are just incredibly blessed to have two truly inspiring guests on our show, Anna and Elmer Hill. Now, this is a husband and wife duo that is behind the Art Helps Cancer organization. Now, these guys, they are the heart and soul of this nonprofit that's located in Nolensville, right here in the Middle Tennessee area, and it is dedicated to helping the families relieve some of that burden that is brought on by cancer. And it really helps them allow those people to focus on what truly matters during that time of battling with this disease. And that is to focus solely on fighting and healing.
Anna and Elmer, welcome to You Matter Nashville. We are so excited to learn more about your journey and your mission and just the beautiful impact you're making in the world. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
So, when we talked before, you were sharing how you got started, and I thought that was I love hearing the stories of how these nonprofits get started, because there's always a problem that you see, and you look around trying to see how you can help. And there may not be one that helps in a certain way. And I love what your organization does. Y'all came in and kind of like, okay, this is a need. You're going to create something, and it exploded. It worked.
It has. I think the old adage is sometimes better to be lucky than good. Works. I am afraid to say that myself, Anna, and our daughter have all experienced cancer.
Yeah.
So during the course of going through that, we were actually overwhelmed at the generosity and love that people gave us. Anything from meals to, rides, just lawn mowing, anything, sometimes from complete strangers. As we were going through that, it was just so much appreciated. After we got through that, we wanted to try to do something to maybe pay it forward. Us and our daughter really didn't need a lot of help, but it was appreciated. We wanted to do something.
Little things make a big difference.
Yeah. And we wanted to do just something, I say, a little bit more organic that wasn't what everybody else was doing. I mean, there's bake sales, there's GoFundMes, there are all kinds of things that you can do to try to raise money to do something. We were kind of looking for something a little different. One day I'm on our local Facebook page, and one of Anna's cancer sisters had painted a picture of a cardinal. Anna wouldn't let me wear it today, but I normally wear a Cardinal baseball hat. I'm a Cardinal baseball fan.
Hey, that's good.
And she had painted it, and I asked, her name was Shay. I said, Shay, would you sell that? She said, yeah, I guess. I just do it for therapy, because she was going through cancer. And we lost Shay just about 2 years ago. So Anna is an accomplished artist, and I said, hey, honey, come here. Do you think you would donate a piece of art that we could have maybe a simple silent auction and get some of your friends, fellow painters and photographers, to do that, and we could raise a little money? So there's a group of about 6 of us that met at a local bar, which is the best thought process, always comes worst.
Most definitely.
all had gone through cancer, all had the same desire. So we sort of had a mantra after talking about, we didn't have a clue what we were going to do or how we were going to do it. But after about, 3 beers and a couple of wines, we decided, well, if we don't do it, who's going to do it? And if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? So we thought we'd have it at the local coffee shop, charge, $10 to get in and raise maybe $3,000 or $4,000. By the time we got through it the first year, we raised $15,000, had it at a local brewery. And just last year, our 5th anniversary, we raised $60,000 last year.
Oh, my goodness.
We've helped over 600 people, and there's a gamut of people through all kinds of cancer. The most difficult ones were and still are the children. We've lost some children to this thing. And our desire when we go and help somebody is to let them know it's a family affair. And cancer is a family affair.
Yes.
When Anna had her cancer, it was not only me, it was our children, our grandchildren. Everybody was affected by it.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get that across. I think we've done that, but we've just been overwhelmed with the number of people that help us, the volunteers. We've got a terrific board. Nothing like this gets done without a lot of help.
Amen to that. And humans are good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Humans are good.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. Absolutely. You wouldn't know it sometimes by watching the news.
No,
Right.
if you watch TV and the news, you may have a different opinion. But man, I think we're all born inherently good.
Yes.
And we want to help. And so, that's one reason we started the podcast. We love people like you guys that are making a big difference. Those little things when people are dealing with cancer, that goes so far. Like you said, even just mowing the lawn, that's a big deal. I don't think there's not a single person that doesn't know somebody or was personally affected by cancer.
That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Every year at our event, Jason, I asked the question, and there's 400 or 500 people there. I said, would everybody in the room that has a close friend or relative that's been affected by cancer raise their hand? Everyone raises their hands. Even 12-year-old kids raise their hands.
Wow.
And it's real. It's real. When you get
really real.
cancer, 3 things go through your mind. Number 1, am I going to live?
Yeah.
Number 2, what's the treatment going to be? And number 3, what are those first 2? What's that impact going to be on my family?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a process that everybody goes through, and it's scary. It's very scary.
You are shocked when you receive that diagnosis. It happens to everyone else, but not to you.
Right.
And so it is. So that's why we started this, so we could help people when they're going through this to ease their family, their mind. So we always give a new recipient who the name is given to us either by a friend or a relative or a neighbor, and we give them a care caddy. And in the care caddy, we put blankets, socks, anything that they would use when they're going through their treatment at the hospital or at a clinic. Lemon drops, because your mouth, you feel this metal taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
So lemon drops, we give little word search books to give them something to do, because you're sitting there for several hours while you're getting the treatment.
Yeah.
And so anything we can give them that will help them ease their while they're going through the treatments.
And just doing those little things, you're saying, I love you.
Yes, that's
you matter.
exactly right. And we care. And then we have, this is where our volunteers come in. We send out probably 60 at least thinking of you cards every month. So when we first receive a recipient's name, we put them on our weekly list. So for a month, we send them 4 cards once a week. And then we put them on our monthly list, which is about 5 months. And then we send them again. I received a lot of cards when I was going through my treatments, and it just brightened up my day to know that somebody was thinking about me.
Right.
You know, an interesting thing is, and we don't pay chemo bills and stuff like that, but we give people, you know, $100 Kroger cards, $100 Visa cards. We do house cleaning. We do lawn mowing. We're doing one of our recipients' yard work, raking leaves this week. But you know what we get the most compliments on is those cards.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
People, I got a call from someone out of state just a couple of weeks ago, and I get them often. They get my phone number from the contact here that got us their name, and we mailed it to them. And she said, I'm going to have to wait a minute. I'm starting to cry. And I said, and I'm thinking it's a bad diagnosis. I'm Mr. Analytical, so I'm thinking this or that. And she said, I just received another card from y'all. She said, I was having an absolute terrible day. And this card was made, looks like, from a 10 or 12-year-old. It had nothing but scribbles on it, but it had down the bottom, I love you. And she says, you'll never know how much that meant to me. She said, God bless you.
That's a precious story.
Oh,
That really is.
And we get a lot of them, but it's amazing. And today, I just read a book a while back, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry. And one of the things that's gone away in today's world, and I think today's world is good. Don't get me wrong here. I love today's. Don't take away my remote, the microwave. Don't take away that. But people appreciate. In fact, he says in his book, I just got a card the other day, and I realized that somebody took the time to write the note, go buy the card, write the note, put a stamp on it, take it to the mailbox, and mail it to me.
Yeah.
They felt I was worth that time.
Wow.
And that made me feel good.
And outside of Christmas, how often do you get cards?
No.
I mean, you rarely even get them for birthdays anymore. You know, it's just a lost art.
Mindy, that's exactly right. And that's what this lady said. My friends and relatives are all texting me or emailing me. Mm-hmm. And she said, the fact that somebody took the time to do this, she said, I'm going to tell my relatives they should write me a card.
But, you know, it's like you're saying, you know, we all get in this hurry and we forget we're in such a digital age that a handwritten or like, you know, a kid drawing on a piece of paper, that is, you know, 20 times better than just sending an email or a text message. I mean, those are great. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, exactly.
But that personal touch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I sent a package yesterday to a dear friend of mine going through a little hard time, and I actually got a hand cramp writing this letter. I'm like, that is sad. That is how far and removed I am from actually handwriting that I was starting to get a hand cramp.
Yes.
But I type everything. Oh, I love that.
These are the kind of cards we sent out.
Oh, I love it.
That's wonderful.
By the way, Mindy, we sent a care caddy to Christina.
Perfect. Thank
and
you
she
guys
should get it. She
so
may
much.
already have it, but she should get it this week. And then she will, as Anna said, she will also be on our card list.
That's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. I have a dear friend that I grew up with, kind of a multi-generational family friend. And it's been kind of heartbreaking for me, you know, to have somebody your age that's going through that, you know, when you have older family members. But when it starts to be peer, it kind of kicks you a little bit harder. I don't know why, but I guess it becomes more real that, like you were saying, oh, it can't happen to me. And then you go, oh, it could. Yeah. That was really close, you know.
Well, so what's the old saying? When your neighbor gets laid off, it's a recession. And when you get laid off, it's a depression. And that's kind of the way cancer is. Anna's absolutely right. We always thought that way. I mean, we were in our 60s when we got cancer. And we thought we dodged a bullet and we're on our way to whatever. And all of a sudden it hit. And then Anna finished her cancer in September of 13, and January of 14, we get a call from her daughter. She had cancer. So
Did you just at that time? It's like, really? Why?
Yeah.
Why more?
Oh my!
Yeah. And she had at the time, let's see, Landon would have been about 6 months old, a baby. And so, yeah, it's hard to understand how that happens.
It's tough to process, I would imagine.
Yeah, but she's doing great. Now that it's been more than 10 years, my doctors released me, and Elmer's doing great with his. So, yeah, we're very blessed.
Now, you guys do a lot of mailing, and you do some like tangible things, like go and help people at their homes. The people who are hospitalized, are you able to like do touches there, like at Vanderbilt or at any of the hospitals in Nashville?
We really can't. COVID did a lot of, so basically the care caddy, that they can take that with them. We also have a group of ladies from the Nolensville Methodist Church. They knit prayer shawls for us.
Oh, nice.
And then we have a lady also in the group that she buys these cutest little bears, and then she makes a little lap blanket that goes with the bears, and she does a little crochet around the outside. In the beginning, we would only give them to children, and then we started giving them to adults as well. And then they take them with them to their treatments, and maybe just keep it in the bag, but it's something there that's comforting, for them. Then we have another group of ladies that make pillowcases for the different seasons. So they just finished doing Halloween pillowcases. And then now they've just given us some for Christmas. And then we give those, to recipients. And then we have another group, the Catholic Church in Brentwood. They knit hats for us. They have a group of ladies that beautiful. So for children as well as adults. And they're not just plain knitted hats. I mean, they're all has some kind of a little decorative, with them. And so we have a great support group that volunteers that help us.
And I love that everything that you mentioned is handmade.
Yes.
And that is just precious, because again, like the note writing, that's something that is just time. That's time. It's commitment. And you had mentioned the pillowcases.
Yes.
And my little story on that is that our daughter, she has a malignant tumor disorder. And when she was in Vanderbilt, they brought in all these pillowcases that women have made, and they had part of their little arsenal there at Vanderbilt. And they let her choose, and she chose a Mickey Mouse themed it was hilarious, with flames on the outside of it. It was like Mickey Mouse, flame on the outside. And that is the one that she chose. She was probably 11. She is now 21 and still uses that pillowcase.
Yes.
Because it just meant so much to her.
Yes.
And she just loved it.
Exactly. That's it. In fact, one of the ladies, there's two ladies that do the pillowcases for us. She first started making them for Vanderbilt, and then she heard about us. And then her daughter-in-law was just diagnosed about a year ago with breast cancer. And we've helped the daughter-in-law. So she is more now, wants to help us.
Well,
I love that.
And Bev, the other lady, her granddaughter was diagnosed when the little baby was 3 months old with leukemia. And then she passed away. She was about 14 months old. And we, help the family in that too. So
she not only makes pillowcase, her and her husband give monthly donations.
In her honor,
Art helps cancer in her honor. Yeah.
Now, is that monetary, or is it she gives
monetary?
Things she creates.
They just send us a monthly stipend.
Okay. And speaking of, who do you who donates crafts? I know you take in different things and you auction it off. You have an annual event every year, right? So do you constantly are taking in things that people create to auction off?
We usually don't start that until after Thanksgiving,
Okay.
Okay.
and really get more serious the 1st of January. So my artist friends, we have last year, I think we had 97 artists that
Wow.
donated
That's amazing.
paintings, photographers. We have a gentleman that hand makes wooden music boxes in the shape of a
That's neat.
heart. I mean, it is beautiful. And he layers the wood. He uses different colors, of wood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just beautiful. We've had quilts donated.
Oh, that is some time.
Yes,
That's right there.
yes. And we've had pottery. So, I mean, very generous.
Hmm.
And now we're starting to get people. Now, when is your event? So it's made the calendar, I think, now with the community. They're looking forward to it. So we'll be sending out information about that now in the next week.
Great.
And then our local First Citizens National Bank, they're our business and event sponsor. So artists then will take their paintings or pottery or their items to them. And then we have a committee that we photograph all of the items because it's now online auction that we have.
Okay.
Now,
So
do you guys?
It's
I was going to say, do you guys have like partnerships, also like business partnerships, people that work with you guys throughout the year, or for that event specifically?
both. We have sponsors of anything like this. Your sponsors are one of the major sources of revenue. We have had, this is to be our 6th year, and we have almost 100% repeat of sponsors.
That's great.
That's amazing.
We've already started. I haven't sent out, well, she hasn't sent out the sponsor. That was a big slip. I apologize. But we'll be sending them out. But we already have about 7 sponsors already that have contacted us. We do a young arts. We want to involve the youth in what we do. So we have a young artist thing where a local artist, Amy Patrick, has an art studio, Doodles of Fun, and her students, 9 of them, do paintings, and a local business sponsors them, and then they get the painting that night of the event, which is, did I mention February 22nd?
That was my
February
next
22nd,
question.
2025 at Mill Creek Brewery. But she incorporates somewhere, you have to hunt for them sometimes, a heart, though, in each painting. So
that's neat.
he explains to them what they're painting, why they're doing it, the money, where the money goes. And she's like an extra board member. She's been phenomenal.
That's amazing.
And then we have businesses that donate gift cards. We have local Ace Hardware has donated. If somebody needs something, we'll go in to pay for it, and they'll just donate it.
Okay.
We have local contractors. We have a Mid-10. I'm giving commercials here, but there's a local business, Mid-10 Plumbing. He's just wonderful. He's done everything from donating some significant pieces of like water heaters and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And free labor to recipients that are having a problem. And he'll put them right at the top of the list. And he's a busy guy, as most contractors are these days.
Yeah.
But we have, and people donate tickets to Predators games, to Titans games. We have, there's about 10 people that do Facebook birthdays in honor of, or whatever you would say, of Art Helps Cancer. We get a significant amount of money through that all through the year.
Okay.
So we have an ongoing support system now.
That's amazing. And that just comes with time and, commitment, and people going, if it's 5 years, they keep going. It's 6 years, they keep going. They're like, I guess I'll help them.
Yes. We also have Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. They do our cards for us. Youth groups will help us with that. And then this year, one of my art friends is an art teacher in Murfreesboro, and she had her honor society group donate items that we could put in children's care caddies, like games and maybe like Matchbox cars, things like that a child. They did an awesome job. And we just received that. So we'll be putting those in our kids' care caddies that we give out.
That's so sweet.
So we do have a great, wonderful support system.
It really sounds like it. It really does. So, and all of this has happened within 5 years. Did you envision that you would be at this point?
No,
not really. No.
Like I said, we were hoping to raise maybe $4,000 or $5,000 and help 10 people.
Yeah.
But getting back, I think what Mindy had said earlier, what we underestimated was how what we were doing would touch people. And don't get me wrong, we celebrate every remission and we do become family. We grieve. We've been to too many funerals. But people see that and they realize that we're not doing it for publicity. We don't make a big deal about it. Nobody knows we're helping anybody unless they tell someone. We don't divulge any names. We don't divulge any information about anybody we're helping. If anyone knows we're helping anybody, it's because that recipient or their friends or their contact have told them. That's not why. And I think that gets a lot of positive vibes because people can see you're sincere in what you're, and it's not only us. We have 15 board members and every one of them are as dedicated as we are in helping and going to deliver stuff and getting to know the family. Again, going to funerals, it's just delivering gift cards. It is a family affair.
I was about to say, it's creating a family. We call it family with all of our friends.
Yeah.
And, you kind of
I remember that.
Yeah, creating family. And
Yes.
it's so needed. We live in a transplant city, here in Middle Tennessee, when you're helping people local. So there are a ton of people without their intermediate, and extended families here. So I know that any kind of human touch is, seen. It is seen.
So, 25's coming up and you have the event coming. Do y'all have any ideas or thoughts on, what you're going to do? Or you're going to keep the ball rolling as it is? Or you got any other ideas to expand?
I think we're basically, continuing what we're doing. It's working. We keep getting more people attending every year. And that we are getting more entertainment for the evening. Last year, we helped his wife. And he is an accomplished jazz saxophone player, and he just happened not to be, traveling during that time. So he came. So we've got a high bar to get, and he said that he would be, if he's in town, that he would come again this next year. So
Dominic is a business manager for Sister Sledge. Y'all may be too young to know Sister Sledge when they were big, but he does recordings. He does his own music. He is a producer for other groups as well.
He's also a professor at Lipscomb.
Yeah, he's a professor of music.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Music at Lipscomb.
Well, you were in a jazz band, weren't you?
I was in a jazz group. Yeah. I was a music and theater major. And so, I did jazz and opera. Just kind of on the opposite ends, but.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
so you and I'm the analytical one, so you don't want to hear me sing at all.
No, me neither. You don't want to hear me for sure. But the other thing that, in terms of answer your question, Jason, I think we've toyed around with having, dinners, farm to table dinners, other stuff. But this event just takes so much effort. And we would rather, I think, we've never been concerned about being bigger. We just each year worry about being better.
I like that.
And what we've done, and Anna can talk about a couple, but we really partner well with 3 or 4 other 501c3s that are kind of in the same genre that we are. One is Angel Heart Farm, which is down in College Grove. And Tracy Kajawa runs an equine assisted therapy for children going through life-threatening diseases. Every one of our recipients that go down there, we sponsor them. We give her money to pay for their boot. She gives them boots and cowboy clothes or cowboy girl clothes. But there's a lot of cost with running a stable, and she has ponies, and the children there's something about that
they're having the time of their life.
See, when they go down there, we've had many, many parents that will tell them about it. No, we don't know how to ride horses. Some don't want to be around animals, but we'll say, well, just go down there and meet Tracy and they're hooked. But she makes them clean the stall. She makes them groom the horse before she puts them away. She treats them just like they're normal, and they're normal, but that they're not ill.
Right. Yeah.
I said that wrong, but we
all knew what you meant.
They can't wait. They can't wait to get down there to see the Felix or any of the ponies.
Yeah.
And so we help her a lot.
Tracy also had cancer too.
Yeah, she had cancer, which started it.
Yeah.
And then you can tell about Heimerdinger.
And then everybody remembers Mike Heimerdinger. He was an assistant coach for the Titans.
Offensive coordinator.
Kind of in the early 2000s. Anyway, he passed away of stomach cancer. And his wife started a nonprofit called Heimerdinger Foundation and did a lot of research on food. And so they prepare meals and then deliver those to anyone that is going through cancer, kind of in the middle, mostly Davison and Williamson County.
That is their limit.
And so we, help with any of our recipients that want to participate in that, then we pay for that program for them.
Wow.
That's great. And so, yes, the partnership that just kind of crosses over with one another, you guys are able to facilitate that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and you can do more with not having as much money, but just collaboration. And there's the local food pantry. When there's some people are just so financially strapped that we can't, groceries are expensive. But the local food pantry, we have this year probably 15 families that have just been stretched to the limit with financially.
Well, the medical bills, and
the food pantry, they can go over there every week and get a full cabinet of groceries. And we may give them $100 grocery Kroger card, but what they're using that for is gas and over-the-counter medications and things that they need to get. So it's a good teaming arrangement to help people again. And then she refers us, if she has people that are going through cancer, which she does sometimes, Debbie Nolan will refer those people to us. So
we have found that just through talking to so many different nonprofits, how many of them do work in tandem with one another and refer people to one another, because like you were saying, it's not just one thing. It's not just the medical bills. It is the groceries and trying to keep the kids fed while trying to worry about even being strong enough to cook dinner. It's a lot.
Yes.
Sometimes they lose their job, or they don't lose their job, but they don't get paid, which is the same as losing your job.
That's right.
And then it's a snowball effect. Then you start stressing out about finances. And then if you're stressed, you're not going to heal.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for 5 years now, over 5 years. And so I'm curious, has this affected your perception about the community and being involved and seeing everybody participate? Has it affected your outlook as far as community services?
Nolensville is a very caring community. And in the whole middle Tennessee area, I shouldn't just include Nolensville, the whole, and, people will, again, example, Nolensville is growing. It's one of the fastest growing areas. And I know a lot of people are concerned, what's going to happen to this community? Is it still, and I think that's why people are moving here, because they see what a caring community it is. And those people are caring. And we see that, we constantly are meeting new people, and it is a very caring community.
Yeah, I think it's just good for your heart. And getting back to what you said earlier, Jason, it's hard some days to try to find the good in people's hearts. And you see so much stuff that you almost want to believe that there aren't any good hearts around.
Yeah.
But then what we do, we're so blessed because we get to see it in two ways. I mean, we see the good side of it in being able to help people, and more people wanting you to have you help people. And then you see what you think initially would be the downside of losing a loved one or something like that. But then you see that same good heart come forward and comfort those people and give them peace. Yeah. One of the things that when you're going through cancer that really turns you off is they come up or you run into them and, oh, you have cancer. Oh, gosh, I know what you're going through. And I finally got, have you had cancer? No.
Me.
Then you don't have a clue what I'm going through. I don't want to be rude, but you don't have a clue. No. So we caution, most of our board members have been there, but we caution people to not go into that mindset. To go in simply, what can we do to help you? We're here. And then when you do hit the dark spot, we just simply go and hold a hand, say some prayers, show up, get a meal. There's people in town. And then you'll see other people here, and other people will go help. And it just seems to be synergistic in what happens. But and it also causes you to see that you're not the only one. You're not the only nonprofit doing anything. Because you see other people, there's 4 or 5 other nonprofits around this area. And churches, you find out churches do so much.
Yeah.
I mean, they just do so much. You can't, and again, you don't see it. They're not out publicizing it either. They're just doing it. I've often thought, this is maybe political, but it'd be so good if the government could just give, like, Middle Tennessee $2 million and see what they could do with it through 501c3s instead of government programs. I read, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing here, don't know how accurate it is, but every government dollar that's given out, only like 55 to 60 cents of it goes to where it's supposed to go.
Okay.
Whereas 501c3 dollars, for every dollar that goes, even with expenses and stuff like that, excluding that, it gets to be like $1.10 because somebody will hear you've done this.
Okay.
And they'll match it.
Well, can I match it? Can I do? And it's like, it multiplies.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
But you know what? That is so true because, with our daughter, like we'd get emails for like JDRF and different things with the Diabetes Association. They'd go, hey, we have a big person who's matching the next 2 or 3 days and, up to $1 million. Well, that just encourages everyone to get up and donate $100 or $50 or whatever they can because they know it's going to be doubled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice little effect.
Yes.
So, one question for you that curious about what would be some advice that you would give to somebody who's wanting to start a nonprofit?
There's a lot of legal, hurdles, I guess you
Oh
would
yeah.
say, that you have to go through and make sure go to a government site that has the regulations and, there and make sure you know what all qualifications you have to have an attorney to help you, someone that is familiar with nonprofits.
Okay.
Yeah, I think looking back, I think we've seen some that have started and failed or started and not been maybe real successful. And I think one thing that we had a couple of local people that mentored us in the start of what we were doing. And one had a son that had a very serious heart condition, and he's doing well. And there were a couple. Anna knew some people from her chamber days, and had done different things. But we wanted to not worry about it being too big. We wanted to be able to sustain itself, and we wanted it to be something that people could really be helped by. And I think some get on the thing, they've got a great idea or something they want to do, and they just maybe go too fast. We started out as part of another 501c3, Roundup for Nolensville here in Nolensville. And so we had that umbrella with us, and we had the protection of just that being there. We didn't have some of the initial expenses because Roundup, be honest, was carrying them. And so that helped. And then we got the other people and get strong board members that have some skin in the game. Our early people that we got were all either had cancer or affected by cancer, or were just wanted to help people. And, if you get into this because you want to put it on your resume or whatever, people could sort that out real quick.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I think that to make it successful, and who knows how long ours is going to last. We hope it'll last well after we're gone. And but you've got to have it. You got to be focused on what you're doing, what your mission statement is. Ours is very simple. We're out to help alleviate the day-to-day concerns of families, and its families going through cancer treatments. That's why when we get a mother or a father or a child that's going through cancer, we treat the whole family. If they have kids, we take the bear buddies. Anna's are taking we take the pillowcases to siblings of the mother that's going through cancer. That's why we have house cleaning. I don't know about you, Jason, but I'm not very good at cleaning houses. So in the same way with lawn mowing, we do those things, and we don't do it forever, but we'll do it for 3-4 months. And so it's such a heavy load.
Yeah.
You worry about what treatment you're going to get, and then you get it, and then you're sicker than heck. And nobody can come in the house. The kids can't see their mother. I mean, it's just it's such a hardship.
It's heartbreaking.
And I think you guys are doing an amazing job at serving your mission statement and really putting the people who need it most at the forefront. And I mean, you have, like, back to what you were saying about, you have to love what you're doing and why you're doing it, but you just have to have such a love for people and a love for the situation, like you were saying, and being a part of that community from the get-go. And, you can see it through the fruits of y'all's labor, that just how intentional you are and just loving people in the exact way they need to be loved, be it tangible, be it cards for encouragement. I mean, the baskets, the blankets, I mean, down to the detail of the lemon drops, because, you have a weird taste in your mouth when you're going through treatment. I mean, because you guys know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I absolutely love
Yeah.
what you guys are doing. I think it's absolutely just precious and heartwarming. And we need a lot more of it.
And I know, as a father, if I was in that position and you're loving on my kids, that would mean more to me than, what I get out of it. And so by you guys loving, how you're saying you help the whole family, that, I mean, it gives me chills, is that's what you're doing. You're impacting that whole entire family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's because we went through it.
Yeah.
And, the other board members, it's not, again, I keep saying, but you're talking to 2 people out of 15. Then, the spotlight's on us, but we ain't all of it by even a stretch of it, because you couldn't do it without, we do 16 to 22 gift cards and things every 2 weeks, and we hand deliver them. We don't.
Oh, wow.
We don't put them in the mail. We hand deliver them, and it takes a long time, because sometimes, and they answer the door, of course, and they're there, and they're isolated. So guess what? And you talk. Sometimes, again, you pray. Sometimes you just simply listen, and that's probably how's it going? And then you go from how's it going to maybe 20 minutes later and a few tears. It's going terrible. One of our recipients currently goes to our church, and her husband's in the music group. And he was, about 2 Sundays ago, he's singing one of the songs, and he just totally, and his wife, and I'm going to start crying. His wife is on the streaming part, and he knows that. And it's one of her favorite, I think, hymns. And he starts crying. Well, Anna and I, and there's another couple of the board there. We're sitting there crying too. But it's the emotional part of it that is so hard. It's just so hard.
Out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
so for people listening, how would, if they know somebody like Mindy did, and how would they get them connected with you guys?
We have a website, Art Helps Cancer. We have a form on the website that they can fill out. If they know of anyone that is going through cancer that we could help. And then information, our event is coming up again, February the 22nd at Mill Creek Brewery. All that information is or will be soon on the website. So that's, I think, the best way to contact us is through our website.
Perfect.
Yes, and that's arthelpscancer.com.
Yeah.
Art Helps Cancer. And also, I've got your website up here. You do have a donate button as well if somebody wanted to just donate that way. Now, what about things for the auction? Because I know there's many of artists in this area, including my mom. She has shown interest. My mom's a retired professional artist, and so she has said that she's interested in maybe helping donate some things to you as well. So how would our listeners be able to donate?
On our website, there is an email address. So that probably would be the best. We also are on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
So, and again, it's Art Helps Cancer. So I think that would be the best way that they could contact us.
All right.
But our contact information is on our website.
Excellent. And deadlines when they need to get everything to you and things like that.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
So actually the deadline for the art will be the middle of January, because we need to take photos and all of that to, for our online auction, and all that information will also be on our website.
Perfect.
Okay. And if anybody's wanting to attend, the event? Do they? Is it a RSVP? How does that
There's
happen?
not. They can just come. We don't charge. We've never charged to come to the event. We're hoping that they will bid and, for the art. So there's no charge to attend.
Excellent.
Perfect. Well, guys, this has been absolutely amazing. Learning more about what you do, and I just want to be sure that it did. Did we cover everything that you wanted to share?
Yes, I think we have. One thing that kind of has come out of our Art Helps Cancer with all the artists that donate their pieces and that too, is we've also started an artist guild here in Nolensville.
Oh, really?
So, yes. So that was in 21. So a lot of the artists that help us with the Art Helps Cancer, now we have an artist guild. And the town of Nolensville just received a grant, and we have artists that will be submitting pieces that we will then print on banners that will be hanging in next summer here in Nolensville, along Nolensville Road.
Oh, wow.
Nice. So
That's
even
so
more.
neat.
It's neat when like unexpected things come
Yes.
out,
Yes.
of good things.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Multiplies.
So in our guild, we have photographers, we have artists, potters. We meet monthly. And for that, we also have a website. It's Artist Guild of Nolensville.
Okay.
Nice.
No, but we really appreciate y'all spending some time, sharing some time with us, because
Oh, no,
Yeah,
thank you.
we
We
love
appreciate it. This
that.
has been fantastic, and I love what you got. I love your heart. I love that you do it simply because you love people, and I can tell
Yes.
that just by talking to you. You're not doing it for any accolades or anything else. It is something that is rooted in you. You've gone through it. You've had close ones, and your family go through it, and we all have friends and some people that go through the cancer at some point in time. I know, Mindy's father had cancer
This year again.
again, but he had was he 30, 33, something like that when he first had?
He was 29 the first time, stage 4 colorectal cancer. And this time it was kidney cancer that we had removed in July.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, we've
and-
had one real quick thing. We've had, as part of the auction, we think, going to have a very special piece, but we've had a Dolly Parton autograph ukulele. Last year we had a Jelly Roll piece, and I can't say what it is, but I think we're getting this close to it now. It'll be a very unique piece, and it's going to be interesting to see if we get it. But
so neat.
we hope we do, because it kind of makes it. We have people that want to donate trips to Hawaii and stuff like this. And art from the heart is where we started, and that's where we're going to stay. That's why we've looked at dinners and other things, but it just deviates too much from the original premise that we thought made most sense, and it's work. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So just to wrap up real quick, so you'll have one big main event. Is that the Art from the Heart? That's
Yes.
the main event that you have. But people can still donate throughout the year, and also volunteers. I'm sure you welcome volunteers with open arms.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's stuff that's always constantly going on throughout the year. So a lot that people can plug in and get involved with.
So, well, Anna and Elmer, thank you so much for coming on today. I have enjoyed talking with you guys and just getting to know all the intricacies of your nonprofit and how you help the cancer community, and just loving on them and helping them and directing them to other nonprofits and just being that whole part. I think it's just beautiful what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much. We love our community.
I can tell.
Yeah. Thank you for being you. Your heart is genuine, And we're fortunate to even get to know you guys. And
Yes.
look
Well,
forward to
hopefully
even,
we will meet in, come to our event, February.
Oh, we plan on it.
well, we are absolutely planning on it.
Okay.
So maybe we'll get to meet you there. So
Yes.
That'd be great.
yeah, it'd be a good time. All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. Thank you, everybody, for listening in to this other podcast of You Matter Nashville. As always, we appreciate you tuning in and learning about these people that are making a major impact in our community. And we encourage you to get out there, get involved, find one that fits best for you. There's a lot of love to go around. There's a lot of people out there that are in need of many different things, and we just encourage you to step up and maybe even step out of that comfort zone a little bit and get involved. So anyway, thank you for listening. Always remember that we love you, and always remember that you matter. And that brings us to the end of another episode of You Matter Nashville.
We hope today's show has left you feeling as uplifted and inspired as we are. Remember, the spirit of Nashville lives in all of us, and every small act of kindness echoes throughout the community.
A huge thank you for listening and even being a part of our You Matter community. If you love this episode, please share with friends and leave us a 5-star review. It helps us reach more listeners and spread the love.
And if you know anyone that is looking to make a move to Middle Tennessee area, we are real estate professionals known as the Hoover Team, and we would be honored to serve them with excellence.
Until next time, keep making a difference, Nashville. You matter more than you know.